From the studios of Staten Island Community Television, you're watching In the Bleachers, the TV show for the world's most passionate sports fans.
Passionate.
Very passionate.
Passionate. Like when you're having sex with your girlfriend.
That kind of passionate.
Oh, okay.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jaime Hixson, and speaking of passionate,
yes,
here is a man who was so passionate about this show,
yes,
he decided to make his way into the studio. Go on and introduce yourself.
Yes, my name is the hardest, the baddest, the sexiest man on cable access TV still here on cable access. Remember that, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Hector Bosa, and Jamie's honored that I'm here, which is great for him.
Honors all mine.
Yes, I know. That's why. So we have to talk about sports, and we have to talk about a guest.
Yes, we do.
What a game. The Nets doing what they did.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if they don't go all the way.
If they don't go all the way, this will be a gargantuan disappointment.
Okay. Now, the Knicks, that was a hard loss.
Very disappointing loss. But you want to know something? Lost in this whole thing about the Knicks losing, Trae Young is a hell of a ball player.
Oh, yeah. No, nobody's saying he wasn't. And what he was saying at the end of the game when he dunked that last basket or shot the last basket was he was expecting for people to boo him and say F, him or whatever. And they didn't. It was just quiet because people were shocked. Because remember, they normally beat the Atlanta Hawks. But as I've said in the past, in most shows, that it's another switch. It's another gear when you're in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Even though they lost, did they show that they can actually win? Did they have that passion? Or do you?
They did, because they have the bench that could probably help them get to that next level. But for a team to win, they've got to get contributions from everybody, not just the bench, but from the starters as well. And I saw that Julius Randle, who, by the way, was making his playoff debut also, in addition to Trae Young and John Collins and so many others from both sides.
I got to tell you, D-Rose played a hell of a game.
Derrick Rose played very, very well. And lost in all this, Alec Burks, a 20-point game coming off the bench.
It's going to be tough next year or after this year, depending upon how far the Knicks go. Because do you sign them? Don't you sign them? Because there aren't a lot of big names coming out next year.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was reading that LeBron actually wanted to come to the Knicks in 2016.
2016?
Yeah, he wanted it when he was out and going to negotiations. It was his wife that changed his mind to play in the Lakers territory. And I'm going, we could have had LeBron. Dear God, is a woman's vagina that strong? That it can make people crazy?
Either that or he learned about that horrific front office of theirs, plus the fan base. You know how the fan base is in the city.
The fan base will always be true. If you notice, even at their worst, they will still go to the Knicks game. And if they didn't have that horrible, horrible owner, then I'm sure.
By the way, was at yesterday's game.
Yeah, I'm sure. And God forbid you say anything bad about him or the Knicks, because he'll have you thrown out. And not for nothing, I think that should be illegal in some shape or form. But it is his place. Does he own Madison Square Garden, or he owns?
Yes, he does.
And he's got a right to do it. But I just wish somebody would take him to court to see if it's legal, because even though it's privately owned, but they're there, they're not saying anything outrageous. If, let's say you stink as an owner, that's not saying anything bad, or the Knicks stink. He doesn't want to hear negativity. But you're a terrible owner. You are a very terrible owner, and that's all it is too.
Not only that, but this city
antics.
invented negativity when it comes to the fan base. The sky is always falling whenever there's a tough loss.
Yeah,
You
that's
hear the
true.
talk shows.
That's true. Oh dear God, I've listened to some of the talk shows.
There's a reason why Bob Raceman of the Daily News calls the people that call on the talk radio Valley of the Stupid.
I tell you, no. I mean, I know it's 5 games. I know it's hard, but they play better, it seems, when they're not at home. I've noticed,
which is very important because
I've noticed
winning
that.
road games is critical in a playoff series.
Do you know if they're better at home than outside or away?
If I'm not mistaken, I think they had a 30 and 25 wins. I think they had about 25 wins at home this season.
They were better more away than at home.
I think so.
Hey, so you know what? Take it for what it's worth. It's one game. The sky is falling right now until they win.
Yeah.
The sky's going to fall until they win, because even the Islanders are in the same ticket.
Yeah. At least the Islanders did what they were supposed to do. They started that series with the Penguins on the road, and they split the first 2 games. And then when the Penguins took Game 3, everybody was just crying in their beers.
And also,
then came Game 4.
Yeah, and then afterwards, with the goaltenders, do you switch this one to get to the other one? The other guy's rusty. The other guy is the future. What do you do in that situation? How do you handle something of that?
Go with the hot goalie. Ilya Sorokin's been playing really well.
You might as well do it because it's ridiculous that you don't. But I tell you the truth, where it feels that the Islanders and the Knicks are in a path that they have to win. Do you think that they can pull it off? Do you think they can pull it off? Yes.
Can who pull it off?
The Islanders and the Knicks, or who do you think is going to go further, the Islanders or the Knicks? Or are they both going to scratch off?
I actually think the Knicks have a slightly better shot at going further than the Islanders do. The Islanders are not expected to beat the Penguins in that first round series. The Penguins were the best team in the Eastern Conference this year.
And wasn't they number 1 in their division too? Or
they won their Eastern Division.
They're still a young team. That's what. So you have hope for the future.
Or the Metropolitan Division, I should say.
But you know what I feel bad for? That the Nets aren't getting the respect that they need and deserve, because they still had tickets. And the Knicks sold out. The Nets still had tickets. They had a promotion where if you had your COVID shots, which I did, and you did too, that everything was fine, you know? That you can get a seat. And James Harden would pay half the tickets.
Mm-hmm.
So half price on the tickets. So that's it. And even then, they didn't sell out. The Knicks will always be king, even if they win a championship. Even if the Nets win a championship, the Knicks will always be king unless something changes. And like we said before, if the Nets don't do it now,
there's always next year, because KD's still under contract. James Harden's under contract for another 3 years. Kyrie Irving is under contract, I think, for another 2 years.
Right.
So they still have more than one chance to try and get a championship into Brooklyn.
But they're getting older, even though they're in great shape. But they're getting older, and they're coming off some hard injuries, you know? And you have to remember that when you're coming off a hard injury, and you have to see if Kyrie Irving's mind is in the right place, because he's thinking of so many other things that is going on. And, you know, he backed up what he said. He started things where he was helping people, you know, so that's good. But if this was an ordinary person like myself, or we were working here, we skipped like that, we wouldn't have a job.
Mm-hmm.
So you have some perks, you know, you have perks everywhere you go, depending upon who you are and sometimes what color you are, you know?
Yeah.
But all in all, you know, the core is Griffin. Is Griffin playing too?
Yes.
So it's Griffin.
And Blake Griffin had a pretty nice game against the Celtics.
So it's Blake Griffin at forward.
Blake Griffin's one forward. He's coming off the bench, by the way.
Oh, he is?
Yes, he
Who's
is.
the center? I forgot his name.
The center, I don't think they're
Who's a
even
forward? Who's actually a forward? I forgot the
It's
guy's name.
KD, Harden, Irving. I think also
I forgot the guy's name, but he plays forward, but they're using him as a center, and he's another All-Star. So you put
Jeff Green also.
Yeah, so you put all them All-Stars. They better They better get to the finals. They better at least get to the finals. They better be the 1-2 punch. And the way the West is going too, I'm sure you've seen the West games.
Yeah.
Were you disappointed in some of them, or did anything come out?
I was probably more impressed with the way Memphis not only beat Golden State in that play-in game, but the way they were able to hammer, even though the final score said otherwise, hammer Utah in that first game last night.
So they try not to hurt them? I ham the hammer. Please, hammer, don't hurt him.
They try not to hurt him like hammer, but in the end, it was the Grizzlies that came away victorious.
No, but think about it for a sec. Here, you have the Western Division. You have Golden State losing. Do you think that they should break up that team or try to get back in the horse and try to get players? Because remember, this year or next year, the draft choices are horrible. There aren't that many big names out there, if you think about it. Lonzo Ball, Kyrie, KL. There's a couple of them. Victor Oladipo, I think.
You mean Victor Oladipo?
Yeah, Victor Oladipo. I mean, he's stuck in Miami, but do you want to pay for him even though he got injured again?
I think his medical history is going to cost him a lot of money.
And is he one of those guys that...
And years.
And is he going to be one of those people that are going to... He's better off coming off the bench or starting? That's another thing that you have to think of, too. Would you pay
in his heart of hearts?
He's a starter.
Oladipo is a starter,
right? But if you're breaking down like that,
and he's still a young guy too.
Well, yeah, of course. But look at his injuries. You can come back from those injuries, but you have to think for a moment. Like D Rose. D Rose came back from very bad injuries, and he's one of the best six-mans you'll ever see. And there was a betting thing, too, which was kind of fun. I was reading this as well, because I know how to read sometimes.
That's a shock.
But it's funny that the betting system stated that Thibodeau as Coach of the Year, best six-man.
Tom Thibodeau.
Yeah, Tom Thibodeau, Coach of the Year. Derrick Rose, best six-man. And the forward, the Knicks forward, I forgot his name.
Julius Randle?
Yeah, Julius Randle.
As the most improved
player?
player?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's about it. You can't go wrong. I mean, what do you think? Should any of them
They got
get
him
it?
right. They definitely got him right. And
Now,
I think Thibodeau should be Coach of the Year.
This is the betting system. Now, we got Cole. Is the gentleman coming on the call soon?
As a matter of fact, he's waiting for us right now.
Oh, okay.
You want to talk to him?
Or do you want to talk about the Yankees for a moment?
Let's discuss the Yankees for a little bit. They swept
and the Mets,
the Chicago White Sox over the weekend. So now only half a game separates the Yankees from the Red Sox and the Blue Jays. But there's the issue of the Mets. The Mets unfortunately dropped 2 out of 3 to the Marlins over the weekend, one of the worst teams in baseball. And now things are going from bad to worse for the Mets because not only Michael Conforto, but Jeff McNeil have hamstring strains that are going to keep him out for a month. And the pitcher the Mets got in the Francisco Lindor deal, Carlos Carrasco, he's going to be out until maybe July.
Jesus.
because of his hamstring problem.
You know, is it one of those things where they're better off getting injured now and then towards the playoffs, if or when they make the playoffs, they can come off like that? Because that's what normally happens. But
It could be.
You know, that's tough for the Mets. How do you think they're going to do? How do you think they're going to do? Do you think they'll bring another pitcher up from the minor league system, or do you think they'll make other trades? What do you think?
My guess is the Mets are going to probably kick the tires on a couple of guys as far as making a deal is concerned.
You know, that's good for weightlifting, hitting the tire with the hammer, believe it or not. You know, but in the Yankees, what do you think?
Tell you what, even in spite of their issues, the Yankees are playing some good baseball.
Yeah, they're better.
Got to give them a lot of credit.
On paper,
It's been the starting pitching and the bullpen that's been sparking the Yankees in this recent surge. Now let's see what they can do against a division rival. The Blue Jays are coming up tomorrow night, and the Blue Jays have a pretty good team also, and they're also tied with the Red Sox for the Eastern lead. So let's see what the Yankees can do against the division rival.
Let me ask you this. Who's in first in all the divisions right now, in baseball right now?
Well, I know the Red Sox lead the East, the White Sox lead the Central, and Oakland leads the West. That's in the American League.
Is that a shock to you?
No,
or is that
no shock whatsoever.
No shock. And what about National League?
National League, the Mets, in spite of dropping 2 out of 3 over the weekend, still lead the East.
Mm-hmm. Do you think they can maintain it too?
Can they maintain it if they get their guys back healthy? Possibly.
Okay, that's reasonable enough. Who do you think is out there that the Yankees and Mets can get right now?
I keep hearing the name Chris Bryant.
The
Probably
Yankees or going to the Mets?
Going to the Mets.
Okay.
But what do the Mets have that they can fork over to the Cubs?
Yeah, I have no idea. I really don't, because the minor league system is something. Did you see the Celtics minor league logo for the G League?
No, I missed that.
Oh wow! I think it's a fish, or a lobster. It was a lobster. It's a green lobster, and I'm going. But all in all, last question. The Knicks is gonna win the series, you think?
I think it's 50-50, to be honest.
Okay, but the Knicks have the edge, or
The Knicks have the edge because they've got the home court.
Second, who do you think is gonna be gone next year for the Knicks?
From the Knicks?
Yeah.
Who's going to be gone?
Yeah, because remember, they have 1-year contracts this year, and that's it. Alex Burke is gone. Nerlens
Noel, you mean?
He's gone.
Alec Burks, Nerlens Noel.
The majority of them are gone.
Mm-hmm.
The only people that you're keeping is Kevin Knox, Robertson, Frank Nikita, Quigley, R.J. Barrett.
Frank Ntilikina, I'll tell you right now, is nothing but a liability for that team.
Offensively, yeah, but defensively, he could knock it down.
He was the one that was guarding Trae Young on that game-winning drive to the basket, and he got burned badly.
Trae Young is a damn good player. Give the devil his due. I mean, come on. But you know what? We've talked enough. You want to talk to your buddies now?
Yes, we do.
All right, let's hit it.
Since we spoke about basketball, we're going to talk a little bit more basketball. Just like Curtis Blow said in his song all those years ago.
Kenny, play it! DJ Kenny, play it! Okay, thank you, DJ Kenny.
We've got 2 gentlemen.
2?
Yes, we've got 2 gentlemen who run their own basketball league in Western Pennsylvania.
Western P.
We have Garcia Rodriguez and
brother.
Jose Silver joining us.
Oh,
Are you there, gentlemen?
We here.
We can hear you in here, but I hear you. I hear you if we open the door. How you doing, fellas?
Good. Is that Hector Bosa here?
Yeah.
Yep, that's Hector.
Yeah, this is the great one.
That is a legend.
I remember you from a couple of years ago.
We have a little bit of a technical difficulty.
We
right
can't
now.
hear them in here, but
unfortunately, our speakers here are not up to par right now. So,
boy, It's okay though. Kenny's gonna fix
we
it
okay? Are we
because
live?
he's not only a DJ, but he's the fixer. He's like the equalizer.
All right, we're gonna try one more time with a little
Well,
help
no,
from
wait.
Kenny,
Give
who's on the other side of the glass.
Give him time to fix it. Let's babble on about something else.
All right.
You know, the reason why I know how to read is because I read all these women because I have all these women's names in my head, and I have a long list of women from A to Z. And boy, I love them nurses when they come to me. But as you can tell, the man is finally calmed down when I say this because he knows that the hardest, baddest, sexiest man on cable access TV knows what he's talking about. Yes.
No, it's
If
because I
you
don't even
want
care
love
anymore.
tips from me, come to me and I will score. You will score with my tips.
With Hector
You won't score with Jamie's tips, but yeah.
Bosa.
No, still can't hear him. No, that's okay. If you leave the door open and you have the speaker. Good old CTV, I love it. But let me ask you, Jamie, while we're going through this, and excuse us, people, that we're going through this at the moment, but going back to what happened to LeBron? Did something happen to LeBron that he went out of the game or something? That he got hurt? What did he do?
I missed the game, so I really couldn't even try to comment
But
on it.
did you hear? Because they made a big stink out of LeBron. It seemed like he got hurt or something of that nature. But all in all, I don't know what's going on with
Well,
LeBron.
LeBron said it himself. He's not going to be 100% healthy anymore for as long as he keeps on playing.
And do you think he'll be one of the great Lakers of all time?
Finally.
One of the great I think
What's that?
he'll be one of the great
we're-
Lakers, one of the
we're-
great Cavaliers, one of the great Heat players. So that would be a yes.
Yeah, we're still trying to fix the problem right now. Go
Anyway,
ahead.
we're going to try again. Can you hear us, guys?
We're here.
All right.
Okay,
All right.
good.
DJ Kenny fixed it. Yay.
Kenny.
DJ Kenny didn't
Shout
have
out
the
to Kenny
song
Graham
cue.
on the other side of the glass.
You know, but I tell you, fellas, how you doing? How you been since the last time we talked, if we talked at all? Because I remember we talked to him a couple of years ago, right?
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Garcia.
and you were supposed to hook us up so that I can play him in basketball and show my skills, my athletic skills.
Yeah, and that's why we're here on the call today, Hector. July 3rd, All-Star Weekend. We have you set up with a double live match with Jaime Hixson.
You know,
Hector Bosa, the shooting guard, the wizard.
Yeah, I am a
Live in the
wizard.
Concrete jungle.
Yeah, I am a wizard. You're damn right I'm a wizard with the ladies and everything. But I tell you the truth, you know, it's something. What are you, again, jealous? Stop moving
No,
your head.
I'm
like
not- I'm not
Stop
jealous.
acting like your head.
anything,
You know?
you should be jealous of me.
Why should I be jealous?
Because I'm the one with the fiance.
I'm happy that you have one woman. That's fine. I have 3 or 4, 10 or 20. I don't know. I can't count. I don't count that high. But, you know.
Hector.
Damn right, but you know, so you know, because I am still the hardest, baddest, sexiest man on cable access TV. Because if you've seen some of these people here, you would understand why. But I tell you, you know, next year, if Lord willing, if everything goes right, I would like to come down to PA and hook up. And do an interview down there and see the plays because I want to get back into shape into playing basketball shit because right now I'm not because of COVID and so on. But I would like to come down there probably next year. And if everybody's right and it's out of sight, you're going to see me down there. So.
Well, Hector, let me tell you one thing, word of advice. You'll need a fake identification card to get your high school status back in nature because our league is now high school based, grades 9 through 12. So you have to shave the mustache and get the fake ID and give us a call.
Yeah, you know. No. We could, hell, I'll even play both of you guys, 2-on-1 or horse or something, you know, and get one of the best high school players you got there. You know, because some of them actually very good.
Bryson Kirshner can jump over you in the dunk contest.
Oh no. Well, I'm never gonna have a dunk contest because I've only dunked one time in my life, just once, and it was great. Now I'm always dunking with the women, but I'm telling you, I dunked the basketball one time, and it was great. You know, but I tell you, you know, James, do you have anything to say? This is your show.
Yes, I do.
Oh, go ahead.
Where did the name CJ2K originate?
Garcia, go ahead.
CJ2K stands for Concrete Jungle 2K. It was a synopsis off of the Concrete Jungle League we had in New Brighton, mixed with the NBA 2K street ball, and the characters just came to life. And that's where we came with the Concrete Jungle for the CJ, and the 2K is just the video game antics that we bring to the neighborhood.
So this is a video game as well? No, these are actually players, right?
Yes.
Let me ask you this.
Real life.
I hear you. Did you also see a lot of 8th Street basketball as well when you were here in the island? Have you ever seen the 8th Street basketball over in the city?
I missed it. I was caught up at the Madison Square Garden with the Baylor Bears celebrating.
I tell you, those are some excellent players. I mean, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, we watch it all the time.
Yeah.
We watch it all YouTube.
Yeah, of course.
Big fans.
Yeah,
Big fans.
And I tell you,
we're gonna steamroll them though.
Oh, you really think so?
Silver got a plan.
What's the plan?
Steamroll the street ball nation.
What's the evil genius plan that you can go to Shark Tank and go, oh, we can get money from you guys? Go ahead. What is the?
Well, obviously, I mean, we have a lot in store at our location. I mean, we're playing out of Brady's Run Park. That's New Brighton, Pennsylvania. It's very similar to our old Concrete Jungle. However, we have a lot of plans in the making, just with upgrades. Obviously, we're getting the Mega Slam hoops this summer. We're looking to, work on getting bleachers, new pavement, and scoreboard. So there's a lot of plans ready to go, squared away, to make sure that the Concrete Jungle at Brady's Run is one of the premier basketball courts in America.
Tell everybody about the basketball scene in Western Pennsylvania. What's it like, and how does it compare to the basketball scene in other parts of the country?
Well, we're 35 minutes up the road from Mark Cuban.
Oh, really?
We are right next to Midland Old School is an expansion team this year, home of Norm Van Leer and Simi Hill, the great 1965 legends. When you talk about Western Pennsylvania hoops, you got Brad Davis from Monaca, who lived a hop, skip, and a jump away from the Monaca Big Shot Bobs, which now has a franchise, the Monaca Game Changers. So that's just the tip of the iceberg. Mr. Silver, you got any names for them?
I mean, I'd be remiss not to talk about the Miller family. John being the legendary coach, Sean and Archie being coaches at the collegiate level, at a high level at Division I basketball, right pretty much in their backyard at New Brighton and our location at the Concrete Jungle at Brady's Run, where we do house a lot of Blackhawk Cougars, which is the high school in which they have made a name for themselves. So, there's a lot of names and a lot of talent down in this area to work with.
Well,
even women-wise, Hector, we got Perry Page, the daughter of the great leaper from Pitt University, Julius Page. He could jump up, smack the glass with the right, and dunk it with the left, and give you a wink and a smile as he ran down the court. We have his daughter tipping off June 7th in our inaugural 2021 tip-off show.
How old is she? How old is she, and how tall is she?
Those are exclusive things that you
No,
can
no.
only get in our media guide.
No, the
Swing by
reason
the
why.
Concrete Jungle and pick up the media guide for $10.
No, you're right. But I'm just saying, because if she's able to dunk.
She's about 6'1", 6'2", footwork phenomenal. She's definitely something special. And we're happy she's in our league, and she's definitely going to show out on opening day, no doubt, without question.
So is it an intramural league, or is it just for men and then just for women, or is it both?
Absolutely not. This league, like he said, we're trying to steamroll any type of athletic event in the summertime. I mean,
Right.
We're looking at having everybody at the court here watching the game, and that's what we didn't want when we started this whole thing, is this to be just another intramural league. I mean, this is competitive basketball with some of the top talent in the Western Pennsylvania area, and some Ohio and West Virginians signed up and or have been drafted into the league as well.
Now, for those people that don't know you, how do you two get started? And have you asked any, like Mark Cuban for any favors, or have they pitched in to help you out? And how did you get started in this?
Well, we didn't reach out to Mark Cuban yet. Last year we did have a guy, Mike Isolini, whose father did play with the Mavericks. He dropped 50 points in a 20-minute running half, 2 20-minute running halves. He dropped 50 in the wind. Hector, if you know your basketball, what you do, that's pretty impressive to do.
Yeah, it is.
And he did that last year. So we do have some ties to the Dallas Mavericks with Brad Davis and Mark Cuban, but we have yet to make that connection.
Go ahead.
Tell me more about how the league is structured. How many people make up your front office, and also how many players do you have in total?
Well, right now our front office consists of 5 individuals, myself, Garcia. We have the specialist, we call him, Brian Salata. We have an intern, which is actually my daughter, who's a Point Park University basketball star, Taylor Kirshner. And then we have some individuals that are kind of designated to court, senior court staff. But as far as players, we have 175 players total, which make up 10 boys teams and 8 girls teams. When we came in, our goal was to get 8 boys teams, 8 girls teams, and things kind of just blew up. So especially on the boys side, obviously we had a lot more than what we had planned for. So we brought in 2, like Boop said, we brought in some expansion teams, and now we have 10. So we have a draft. I don't know if we mentioned that yet. We had a draft on Cinco de Mayo, May 5th, designated to our draft day.
Yeah, Miller beer would have been great there.
We have that at our very own Petrucci Brothers Brewing Company in New Brighton, PA, who was gracious enough to host us for our draft. At that time, we drafted 10 rounds of selections to make up, like I said, 8 girls teams and 10 boys teams to compete in our league starting June 7th.
Let me ask you.
To round out the staff members, let's give a shout out to Jody Fassetti and Zach Cook, 2 integral parts of the success of the front office.
Let me ask you this. What made you decide to go, was it at a whim, or did you structure it to the point and say, hey, look, I want to start something. Please help me. How do you guys hook up so that you started making the structure? Because I know there's a lot of people out there, including myself, that there's not enough leagues out there for either kids or for adults. So how did you guys hook up, and how did you structure it so that it went a certain way for you?
Well, we've been hooping 3-on-3 since the late to mid-'90s. Joe Kirshner and I, along with Belko, the all-cash laboratory, T1, and Guma Demas. The Cuban Giants were a phenomenal franchise that had 3 titles and 3-on-3 back in the 90s. Then we shifted it once we retired into a semi-pro league, which we touched base on the last time we spoke with you guys. That was successful for 2 years, but we wanted to share our wealth and knowledge with the youth, man. We wanted to get these kids to have the fun that we had, have the success that we had. So that led us down the avenue of the ever impressive high school league, grades 9 through 12. It was a developmental league, was the original game plan, but now we're developing them to get looks from collegiates and universities. Coaching staffs will be down at the concrete jungle with all eyes on the kids, man. We're doing it for them, and just get that scholarship, continue to showcase these athletes, these student athletes, and that's in a nutshell, that's how we got here.
What's the age range of your players?
As Garcia mentioned, I mean, it's 9th through 12th, and that's the season of 2021-2022, so anybody going into 9th through 12th. But we also have a clause where graduating 2021, class of 2021 players are draft eligible. They're allowed to be in the league. So we actually have a range of about 14 years old to about 18 years old for players that are allowed to what we call declare themselves eligible for the draft. But we do have a clause also that, if there's a 7th and 8th grade or 6th grade player, 12, 13 years old, that are capable and their skill set's a little bit advanced, they can enter the draft and they may get drafted based off of, where they're at fundamentally. So we really don't turn many people down. That's kind of our goal is to get as many people on the courts playing high school basketball, playing competitive basketball. I mean, we all know what AAU basketball brings and what it's established in the last 10 to 15, even 20 years. But this here we feel is like AAU on steroids. I mean, we got a league. This isn't your 2-3 day event. This is something that goes on for 8 or 9 weeks. We have very high caliber players, like I said, or like Garcia said. We will have coaches from the Division I, Division II, and Division III levels at the courts, watching, scouting, recruiting. So we feel very confident that this is a very good opportunity for a lot of the players in our area, and it's an outlet to get them, as he said, looked at by a lot of the collegiate style programs in our area.
Do you plan to expand it more so that adults can have their own league too, and so on, or is it just going to be between high school and probably college? Are you going to expand it further?
I'm open to suggestions, but our main focus right now is the high school level.
Yeah.
But in the back of my mind, I got the junior high school. I coach 7th grade basketball, so
right.
I thought of a farm league for the high school. But that's on down the line. Right now, the focus is strictly 9th through 12th grade with a few 8th graders like Alir the Great. Alir Malouk from Baldwin, who's getting recruited by LSU, is a top 35 player in America.
Wow.
Him and Jaden Davis from Chartiers Valley, 2 8th graders that are ranked in the top 35 in America. So our focus is right there, 9th through 12th grade, and we'll stick to that for the immediate future.
Right.
But we do have some plans.
Because I tell you, you know how that great question is, what do you plan to do in 5 years? That's always the resume question. What do you plan to do in 5 years, and how do you see
We'll
yourself?
be at the car wash.
Oh,
baby.
doing at the
Wink,
car
wink.
wash. Whoa, whoa, whoa. That's right. I tell you. No, because like I said, I know there's a lot of kids out there. Now, do you have to pay for this, or is it one of those leagues where it has to do with school and grades? Do you deal with school and grades? Do you deal with payments? How does a person go in there, or do you scout them? Or do they come to you?
There are registration costs to declare yourself eligible for the draft, but we try to keep them minimal. We do pay our coaches, and that's one thing that kind of sets us apart from other leagues in our area, is that we have qualified, certified, experienced coaches running these teams. So, we take care of them, and we take care of all our staff as well. But we do keep that cost low because we have several different sponsors in the area to take care of us. And, we have something on the horizon, Mr. Garcia. Is that correct? That's really about
That
to
is
close?
correct.
What is correct?
We will be debuting that probably early June.
We're not going to get the scoop? Oh, for the love of God. It's in the bleachers. We're passionate.
Come on, Hector.
Hey, no, hey.
Wink, wink. So listen, let me tell you guys, if you guys can't make it down, we will have 67 games broadcasted live on the internet through 6 different websites by NBA Productions, the first part of CJ2K Network, which is a TV station that will bring to you live the game of the week 3 to 4 days a week, the All-Star game July 3rd, the dunk contest, the three-point contest, the playoffs will all be live in a state-of-the-art, very impressive thing that Matt Knowles putting on with NBA Productions. So that's some breaking stuff that you'll be able to witness from your lovely studio in New York City.
Yeah, well, I can tell you this much, and I'm sorry I'm asking so many questions, but I'd like to say next year, because I have to do a couple of things with me, but next year I would like to play in at least one game, even though whatever, because I'm not, and Jaime on the other side. But I would also like to try coaching one day. One game, like Mike Francesa did with Mad Dog. They actually did a benefit for one day. They were coaching the basketball teams. So I would love to coach one team against you, because we're both so knowledgeable.
Yeah, I'd like to do a little coaching as well.
So if you don't mind, we can actually do that. That would be a big pop. And like I said, I would love to play with some of these guys, but I just want to get in basketball shape just to see, because on Staten Island they tried to do the 8th Street basketball, and I forgot who's doing it over here, and our park is down right now. But I see one guy jump over a cop's car to dunk it, and they try to emulate the 8th Street basketball. Is that the way you're trying to? Are you trying to emulate the 8th Street basketball where there's that many people, and there's DJs, and are they talking, or is it just a regular game that people are just sitting and enjoying the game? How is it structured?
Well, I'd say we're about a hybrid of all those things that you just mentioned. It's going to be competitive. There's going to be a lot of talk. There's going to be broadcast, people on the mic talking and discussing things. But it's not going to be people running out on the court hugging people whenever somebody makes a good play. Those are expected down in our league, so we don't react to that way. But there's going to be some boot stretching, meaning that the boot that's going to be thrown on the court. There's going to be there's going to be crowds that are going to be hype and excited, but ultimately, we're not trying to imitate anybody. We kind of do our own thing. And we feel that we have a good structure, good league that we have plans here, and I think just the competition itself is going to skyrocket to bigger and greater things.
Yes, indeed. We are the drone game, the soundtrack. Everything's going to be coming to life here soon.
Which songs are going to be on it?
What's that?
What songs are going to be on it? You said soundtrack.
On the soundtrack?
Yo, woo. Hey, I'm ready to dance, Ray.
That's your subject.
The salsa, everything.
Diesel.
I'm ready.
Big Shug's son from the Gangstar production, Trumaine Diesel. We got Blue in Exile. We got Young Swoozy. We got Cool Keith from New York City talking about drones and car washes and windmills. The only thing is we're about a year away. About a year away from the soundtrack. So we don't want to get too deep into that. But there's definitely some heat coming. It's the 30th year anniversary of White Man Can't Jump, so we want to work something in that angle. But our focus is on basketball this year.
Good.
Per the board. Yep, per the board.
Good.
Now, how has the attention towards your league been going? Do you get a lot of media coverage, or, for example, from, maybe the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, or from television stations at all, or radio?
The Pittsburgh Post-Gazette gave us a nice
Uh-oh, we lost you again.
Uh-oh.
Okay, we got you.
Yeah, we there? You got to start over, Garcia. You got blocked.
Check, Mike, 1, 2. Check 1, 2. Check, Mike, 1, 2.
Fat Ray, Blitzer Wolf, Bruiser Wolf. Are we live? All right, you hear me?
Yeah,
Okay, check it out. The Post-Gazette gave us some lovely coverage in the fall with our guy Steve Rothstein. And now Noah Hiles just came on board for the Beaver County Times, and they plan to cover the games, the scores, live. You know, media is going to be big in the CJ2K. We just developed the CJ2K network with 5 beautiful photographers and videographers from the Hoop Fam, the 2020, the Woo, my guy Woo, Zach Woo, and we got an intern, CP. So we will bring 5 different camera angles, lots of video, lots of still photography, and the NBA Productions, of course, a live broadcast. It's going to be an enjoyable thing to watch.
Good. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
For those in your area and also watching in our area on television and also on YouTube, who are some of the top players that basketball fans, should expect to watch?
Okay, well, I'll take that one.
Who's this?
Well, I just wanted to, just reiterate about Big Monday with Perry Page playing for the Newcastle Lady Ida Tigers. They're going to be going up against the Cranberry Cool Runnings, which is featuring twin sisters, Haley and Helene Cohen from Char Valley as well. So, and that's Ann Company, because I tell you what, both of those rosters are stacked with talent, and I could go on for days about all the talent on those teams. But if you look at the league on the girls' side of things, we have 22 girls, all that were featured in this year's high school season on the top 25 in the Beaver County Times, which is our local newspaper. And on the boys' side of things, there's, I would say, 10 or 11 from the top 25 competing in our CJ2K League 2. So the talent.
Yeah, we got Jackson Juzang. Juzang's cousin played for UCLA. Had a nice run this March Madness. We got Braden Reynolds from Chartiers Valley. We expect to do big things. Probably the preseason Fab 5 alert with him. We got Mike Wells, Newcastle. We got the big fella, 6'7" for Hopewell Showtime, Dolan Waldo. Where's Waldo? All he does is do helicopter dunks and reverse windmills.
He's a leaper.
There's the Ghost Hammer from Rochester, Devin Hammer. There's what's his name from Lincoln Park, Super Hoodie Mello. Carmelo's in the building this year. So there's a lot of nicknames. Like I said, the Iceman, Bryson Kirshner, Jose Silver's son, and we got on the women's side. There's Evelyn Malcolm, who's going to Pitt. There's Corinne Hauser, and there's the returning MVP, Alina Fusetti, who was the finals MVP for the world champion Latrobe, the Butler Flying Lady Dutchman. And There's also, last but not least, got to mention the Silent Assassin from Rochester, who just went to La Roche, signed a intent to play at La Roche. Give her the name, Jose.
Lexi Robinson, who I think you may have gotten a little confused. That is our returning most valuable player from the fall 20.
Well, no, Alina was the finals MVP.
Oh, okay.
Correction.
I do apologize.
I stand corrected.
I love a great fight. I love an argument. Yes.
Lively.
I love the violence. I love it. Come on. Yes, I love it. Violence.
Mr. Silver, don't hit me, Mr.
Let me ask you. Do family members or do you get a lot of volunteers as well?
I see one game of Mo Harmon.
You're breaking up, Mo Harmon. I'm sorry.
Yo, check it out. How's that?
You're
Are we better?
Yeah, we're better.
My family, my dear mother, will only see one game of mine because I didn't get the primetime games. Well, Hector, I got one primetime game because I'm a rookie coach with no respect. They gave Sean
damn.
Keaton, the Coach A wizard, on the coaching game, 6 primetime games. I get one game. My mama see me play one time on TV. But it's not about me. It's about the kids.
That's
Let me
it. But
fall back.
No.
John Keaton is the Whippeal Coach of the Year in the Western Pennsylvania District. Also, Steve Lodovico returning his championship squad, the Butler Lady Flying Dutchman. He's got 6 primetime games. So the primetime games are kind of built around the prime time. That's why they call it prime time. So you got to earn that. That's not something that's given. I think that's how the CJ2K runs is your names, your nicknames. We have a lot of nicknames. I don't know if Garcia wants to go over a few of those, but everything's earned out on the concrete jungle.
Well, let me ask you this. What would be the nickname for Jaime or myself?
Uh-oh. Here we
Yeah,
go.
let me hear the nickname. Go ahead, since you guys are famous with nicknames. Go ahead.
Garcia, they want nicknames. They want concrete jungle nicknames.
That's right.
For the players?
No, for Jamie Dixon and Hector Bosa.
Bosa, yes.
Bosa to me sounds like a fictitious warlord from the Marvel series itself. I don't know if it needs a nickname.
That's right.
It's
I'm so great. I am that great. I don't need a nickname. I am great.
I can tell you what you are. I can tell you what you are in Western PA. You are Hector Bosa.
Yes, I feel the power. I feel the power. Yes.
All you have to do is rub a little prison wine on the forehead, and then it'll bless you with the beautiful nickname in the lore of Brady Concrete Jungle.
What about Jamie Hixson? Let's get him a nickname for the concrete.
Jamie Hixson.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Gonna be good.
Please be nice.
No, be horrible to him.
I mean, he's in the bleachers.
Yeah.
He's in the bleachers. If we get him down in the bleachers,
how about Jamie Helicopter Hixson?
Now you're talking.
Well, I know what I would do under the bleachers. That's for damn sure. Damn what would I be doing? Yeah.
What about the hang glider? Jamie Hixson, the hang glider.
I like that. I do
Jamie
like that.
the hang
zip liner.
The hang glider.
Yeah.
Jamie the Nick Hater. No, I mean.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah.
Hang glider's
No,
good.
that's great.
Hang glider, yeah.
That's
Love
great.
that one.
But I tell you, this has been fun so far.
Yes, it has.
Because, is there? So you said you have 10 teams for the men's, 8 for the women, right?
Yes.
Yep. 7 women's teams.
7 women's teams, so on.
No, 10 for the men, 8 for the women.
8 for the women.
And,
That's it.
But how do you recruit? Do you recruit them, or do they come to you and say we want to play basketball, and then they have a tryout, and then that's how you see which team they are in? Or do
They come to us with the help of our players union. We have a wonderful players union who was inaugural president Dante Spadafora, who now we have a vice president, Braden Reynolds. They recruited a lot of the guys, street ballers and high school ballers stick together. So if they're hooping, they tend to flock in packs. So we had them, and then on the women's side, we had Emma Pavlik from Beaver, and she's the president, and the vice president is Corinne Hauser. So they did a great job of reaching out to some of the kids and letting them know that this is the place to be this summer. And that's how it went down. Then they came and they declared for the draft. It was kind of an honor. You get declared, and that doesn't mean you're in the league, but we did our best. Mr. Silver did his best as well to get everybody into the league without and that was a difficult thing to do because we had a lot of people sign up, and 95% of them had the dream come to life this summer.
Correct.
I'm curious, how's your fan support? Do you get a lot of fans at the games?
Well, last year being COVID, it was in the fall, so we had to limit our attendance to I'd say about a quarter of what we usually have. So or what we would expect. So we only had maybe 75 to 100 people at the game. This summer, things are starting to open up in PA. Usually admission at an outdoor event right now, I think, is at 75%. I don't see why it wouldn't be close to 100% come June 7th. So our anticipation is probably, I don't know, what do you say, Garcia? Maybe 300 to 400 people, 400 to 500. I don't know. What's your expectation?
I think sky's the limit, man. I think once this broadcast sees what the in-game feel, it's going to be something that is very entertaining to the fan. On top of the action alone would probably bring a couple hundred, and then you see the production level that we plan on delivering. I think it's going to be the place to be this summer. All new hoops by shout out to Brady's Run. Tony Coulter really did a great job. He's installing the hoops right before.
Uh-oh. Blacked out.
He's got an Android, so please forgive him.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It does happen.
No, I'm sorry. That's the pigeons I'm feeding. I'm down here at Virginia Beach with my cold snap, and I'm feeding the pigeons, and the wind is a little crazy today down here in Virginia Beach.
I
apologize.
Don't worry about it. I'm always feeding the birds myself. Yeah, because they love me.
I'm predicting 1,000 fans, Hector. That's what I'm predicting.
Okay.
Well, I tell you one thing. I know that if I was down there, you'd get a lot of fans.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We got to make that happen.
You would get a lot of women down there. Just mention my name. I'm worldwide. Trust me.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No,
Damn
you're
it.
not.
I've been to Brazil and Republic and so forth. They know me.
Sure they do.
They know the man with the plan.
ladies
They
know
know
the power.
you like they know a whole
Hector, we
head.
got a MILF club we'll send you, the Monaca Independent Family Ladies that we'll send your way. The MILFs will be there waiting for you.
Oh, okay, fine. As long as they pay for the body, for me, that's fine. They have to pay for me. They have to take me out and so forth. I don't come cheap.
Oh, my.
But anyway, well, what is wrong with you and your head nodding? I know you agree with me. But,
No, I don't.
Yeah, of course you do. It's
No.
only, you just say no, but you really mean yes.
No.
You really do,
I'm not like any of the women that you harass.
I do
When
not
they say no,
harass
they
no bloody
mean no.
women. How dare you? We got guests. Will you stop coming off me? Talk to the guests. The guest is on.
Well, we only have a couple
We're
of minutes
sorry.
anyway.
Yeah, so.
Mr. Silver,
Yes.
will you tell them the impact and the expectations of Greg Cercone this year? The greatest shooter ever seen on videotape.
I'm sure you could YouTube some of his shooting, shooting shows, I would say. It's like a show watching him shoot. I mean, this guy made, what was it?
97 three-pointers in a row.
97 three-pointers in a row.
Wow.
And this guy's teaching kids how to shoot. He's probably one of the best in the area. He is the coach of the Coriopolis
Gunslingers.
I do have a
And he's
question.
slinging.
I do have a question, and that is, you know how famous people go down there? Do you have famous coaches, or do you have, let's say, Big Pun has his own team? Do you go and say, if Big Pun came to you and said, I want to
Well,
put
in our
a
area,
team.
I feel they're all celebrities. I think we got some of the best in the area, but
Coaches.
I'm assuming you're talking like people with celebrity status.
Yes.
We haven't had that yet, but we definitely
Yeah.
welcome any of those guys to come and sit on the bench, be a mentor to some of the players, and help coach. Call a timeout
Is there an
with
email?
30 seconds left down one,
Is there-
and draw up that set play to win the game. We definitely welcome that.
Is there an email for you guys or something that you can let the people know where you're going to be at?
The key buzzword is at CJ2K League. At CJ2K League. You can follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and about 7 other multimedia outlets. But CJ2K League, LEAGUE, is the key phrase.
Okay.
At
Well,
hotmail.com if you're talking email.
gentlemen,
Correct.
do me a favor. Stay on the line. We got to go, but stay on the line. I want to talk to you before you go, okay? So stay on the line.
Well, I
Ladies and
appreciate you guys, man.
Yeah,
appreciate
no
you.
problem.
Yes, definitely.
Thank you
Thanks for
the
having
time.
us.
No problem. Stay on the line.
Thank you so much, gentlemen.
Yep.
For everyone
Thanks,
here.
The Bleachers, baby. Love it.
And the Bleachers is where it's at.
Good night, everyone.
Night. Nighty night. Don't let the bed bugs bite.